Well, North Korea's latest missile test is putting more pressure on the United States and its now stalled nuclear talks. The rogue regime fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles off the East Coast, the second launch in less than a week. It's now been more than a month since Mr. Trump became the first American president to step foot in North Korea with that historic handshake at the demilitarized zone dividing the Korean peninsula. The escalation follows North Korean diplomats skipping a highly anticipated meeting today with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo.
And here with us now is David Maxwell, Senior Fellow with the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. David, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Great to be here.
David, what's the strategy behind these missile launches?
Well, there are a number of interpretations. Number one, the default position is really North Korea. Kim Jong-un is sending messages to both South Korea and the United States. He's certainly expressing his displeasure with the upcoming ROK-US combined readiness exercises. Certainly, he is fearful of the ROK procurement of the F-35 fighter. That is a real threat to North Korea. The U.S. just deployed a nuclear attack submarine to the port of Busan in South Korea. So all these actions are things that he is fearful of and wants to express his displeasure. And of course, last week, a senior U.S. official met with North Koreans at Panmunjom, and he said they were told that North Korea would soon participate in working level negotiations. But I really think that Kim Jong-un does not want to allow working level negotiations, and instead he wants to protect his relationship with President Trump, the personal relationship, and so that they can practice what some call unconventional, experimental top-down diplomacy. I think Kim Jong-un really believes he can get a deal by dealing directly with President Trump. And so I think that's one of the main reasons why he's doing this. The second reason, though, is that they are fielding this missile system, and they have to test it before they deploy it. And this missile system provides a real threat against South Korean and U.S. military targets throughout the entire Korean peninsula. And so that's
David,
a very consideration.
David, you have the North Koreans today skipping out on that highly anticipated meeting with Secretary Pompeo. What do they achieve with that? Well,
I think that all decisions in North Korea are made at the top, by Kim Jong-un, and it seems apparent that he is not ready to allow working level negotiations, despite the promise that he allegedly made at Panmunjom on June 30th, despite what our senior official was told last week. I think that, this is an indication of Kim Jong-un trying to control the situation, control the narrative, and he is conducting a form of political warfare, or what I like to call the long con, where he tries to get political and economic concessions without giving up anything.
Just one more question. The president has met with leader Kim Jong-un 3 times now. David, has he gotten really anything out of this?
Other than talking, other than developing a relationship, North Korea has done nothing to reduce tensions. They haven't taken any substantial steps at all towards denuclearization. And they really, North Korea, of course, is trying to get sanctions relief. And the very positive thing President Trump has done is not lift sanctions. And I think that's what is really required, is we must maintain the pressure on North Korea.
All right, we got to leave it there. David, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're very welcome.